Officer Angela Ferrara, Officer Claudia Delgado, Officer Tony Ideveo, all our community people. Drew Fiorello, was he here? Okay. Lieutenant Michael Callahan, Lieutenant Dave Waller. So, in the event, after we're done with the meeting, if you have anything that you didn't want to bring up in public here and you want to speak to an officer about, feel free to grab one of the officers. We'll take information, we'll address your complaint any way we can. I'll get started with some community announcements. This Thursday, I believe the 19th, at Walt Whitman High School in Huntington, we're doing our Ugly Truth presentation. That's Officer Drew Fiorello will be doing it in regards to prevention, awareness of heroin. In attendance will be the Suffolk County Medical Examiner, our Police Department EMT staff, who will discuss our Narcan program. For those of you who don't know, Narcan is a drug that's carried by pretty much every officer, every sector car, and you could revive somebody who's suffering a heroin overdose for that, get there in time. So we've had a lot of success with it, and unfortunately I have to say we've actually revived some people more than one time. So, you know, we've spoken about it before. Heroin's a big epidemic here in Suffolk County right now, and those are the steps we've taken to address it from our end. So, in the last month since our last meeting, a few things to talk about. 7 Tippin Drive was a home that was occupied by the man who shot Officer Mark Collins back in March. Officer Mark Collins worked here. Very newsworthy event. Anyway, the residents, the person who shot Mark is obviously in jail right now, but the rest of the people that are living there were just evicted by the owner of the property, I assume for not paying the rent. We don't really handle evictions. It's not a town problem either. It's done through the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office. So that family was evicted from there, whoever was remaining there. Let's see. All right, October 23rd, Lieutenant O'Callahan was here. Members of his unit, the crime section, did an underage alcohol sting, Huntington Station area. We hit 10 places. What we do is we send an underage person in who attempts to buy some type of alcohol. Out of 10 places, 3 of them sold it. 3 of those places sold it to this underage kid without asking for ID, obviously, and the person was subsequently arrested and charged with unlawfully dealing with a child. So out of 10 places, 7 complied and were able to get ask the student for ID and then denied him the alcohol. One of the places was, I think Junior were talking about, was, did you mention Yari's Deli? Yes, he actually complied.
Excellent.
And actually, while I'm on the subject, you had a question about that. We visited last night. It was business as normal. Everything was up to code.
Great.
So, all right, that's that. That's that. We had October 30th. We had a fatal accident at. Well, I'll just read you what happened here. Eric Sosa of Central ISIP was operating a 2008 Nissan westbound on Jericho at Huntington Station. He was making a left turn onto southbound on Sweet Hollow Road when he was struck by a 2008 Kawasaki motorcycle operated by Michael Awami, who was traveling eastbound on Jericho. Michael Awami was transported to the hospital where he expired. Everybody remained at the scene. There was no drug or alcohol involvement. I don't even think any tickets were written. And it was just, as we say, a tragic accident. And really, that's all I have for specific events here. One other thing Junior did ask me about was homicides in the 2nd Precinct, murders. I was able to check. We went back, and believe it or not, in the years 2003, 2004, and 2005, there were no murders in this precinct.
So it's been 10 years.
Yes.
10 years.
Yes.
I think these guys deserve a round of applause, please. 10 years since we've had no murders in 2015.
No, but down this road, because our next meeting.
Oh yeah, it's the kiss of death, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have that at the animal hospital too.
So, as far as crime, I know, you know, we're really at the lower end of the spectrum of our 7 precincts. We're the only precinct that's gone down this year in our fatal accidents. Every other precinct has gone up. That's very good. I mean, that all comes from enforcement. We conduct enforcement. You know, I'll briefly tell you how it works. I mean, a lot of people in this room might have complaints about a stop sign in a neighborhood. I have bosses that I answer to in Yaphank, chiefs, and they're concerned with what I do at high accident locations. And we know what the high accident locations are because we handle the accidents. So we constantly identify our 10 highest locations, which are usually always the same, and really I concentrate my enforcement there. That's what we do. The reason we write tickets is to stop accidents. Red lights, speeding, and everything. So I have to say, sometimes you might not get the enforcement you see in your neighborhood. It's because we concentrate on enforcement where the accidents happen, where they are proven to have been happening in the past. And then come January, I get brought out to headquarters, and I get asked. They don't ask me what I'm doing at the stop sign in the neighborhood. They ask me what I'm doing at the high accident locations. So, and I have to have my answers for that. I don't know. If anybody has anything they'd like to bring up, we'll address it. And,
yes, Inspector, my name is Matt Harris. Also part of Huntington Matters. You speak about the arrests of some of the, I guess, delis and
yes.
other places that were serving alcohol to minors. Another subject that's kind of a big problem for us are a number of the bodegas that do have liquor licenses but do not have a permit to serve on premise. And apparently that's been a bit murky. I understand you are obviously enforcing the New York State liquor laws. How do you feel, how does the police department feel about some of these bodegas that have seating inside and are allowing people to drink alcohol on premises where they do not have a license to do so? And I know that the town laws seem to be in conflict with the state laws on that. Explain to me how that works.
well, we deal with the state liquor law. Mike, you want?
There are several delis or bodegas.
So that's Lieutenant Michael Callahan.
That do have what they call an ED license from the State Liquor Authority. It means if they have the tables to eat, they are allowed to serve alcohol in there while they're eating and drinking it. That's a little confusion that some people aren't aware of. So they are actually in compliance with the New York State Liquor Authority. Now we've had meetings with the town's been involved. We're trying to work things out. I'm not sure what the status is right now between the town and the state. I believe the latest was that the state law supersedes the local town law on that. So basically, as long as the state gives them that EB permit, they're allowed to do that. You know, we've gone, we've checked them, and that is something that continually comes up in the neighborhood. People thinking, well, they're not allowed to do this. Why are they doing this? They actually are allowed to do it.
If you could provide us with a specific place that you would like us to check, that maybe it's flying under the radar for us, we'd be happy to.
The bodega directly across from